Hi, my name is Kerry and I'm a Family Literacy Resource Officer for Frankston City Libraries. Today I would like to talk to you about reading to your baby. Have you started reading, singing or talking to your baby? It's a great way to spend lots of time with your little precious one. Research tells us that a child's brain develops 80% in the first 3 years of life. So that's a real opportunity in that first 3 years to be developing our children's brain. When a baby is born, all the neurons are floating around in the brain and we want to connect them up, and we can do this by reading, singing, talking and playing with our children. This all helps use language, and language helps our child's brain to grow and develop. At Frankston City Libraries, when we're normally open, we offer weekly story times for babies and their parents and carers. But we are currently live streaming our story times, and you can access them while you're at home via Frankston City Libraries Facebook. We are planning on streaming some live Tiny Tot story times as well. You can also download our Storytime songs and rhyme booklets. That gives you all the songs that we sing at our regular story times. You can be using that at home as well. And you can download that via the Frankston Library website on the Kids and Teens page. Have you got a library membership? Maybe you haven't been into a library for a long time, maybe since you were at school or at uni. You'll find that libraries have changed a lot. They're not quiet little places anymore. They're busy community hubs. We have all the latest books. We have all the latest parenting books for you to borrow. Joining our library is free, and even while we're closed, you can join online via the Frankston Library website. We have e-books and e-talking books for you to download, and they're available free of charge with your membership. And listening to audiobooks is also a great way to rest and relax. Hopefully you've got some books at home to read to your children, but if not, remember that singing, playing, talking to them is just as important. So now I'm going to show you some books for you to look out for when the library reopens, and I'll explain why I'm showing you these books. So one of the ones I've chosen is this first book here. It's what we call a board book. So it's thick cardboard, can't be torn, you can wipe it down. And I've chosen this one because it's got very bright colours, and you'll find that babies are attracted to very bright colours. So when I open it up, you'll see more bright colours. This one's also really good because it's got animals in it, and you can make the animal noises and make it a little bit more interesting. It's got tabs on it, so as children get a little bit older, they can turn the pages themselves. Remember, it's really important to put a time aside each day where we read to our children. So Mem Fox says to read to your children for 10 minutes a day. That can be any time. It can be part of your bedtime routine, or it can be during the day when it's quiet and you're looking for some things to do. Just grab a bundle of books and start reading to your children. So colourful books, children are really attracted to the colourful books. Sometimes books don't need to have a lot of language in them. So this book here I've chosen because maybe reading isn't your strength. Maybe your baby or your child's not sitting long and concentrating. That's pretty normal. This one here has only got one word on each page. But the language is in how we talk about the page and what's on the page. So yes, I can say ball, but I can also talk about what's on the page and the picture. So I could say, yes, it's a ball. Yes, I could name all the colours. I could say it's round. Uncle Jimmy gave you a ball bounces. So can you see how I'm extending on the language there? Same with this next one, truck. You've got a truck. What noise does a truck make? Brum, brum, brum. That's right, and so on. So don't think it has to have a lot of words in it. They actually say you can read whatever you like, the newspaper, a book that you're reading, any of the kids' books, but it's all about using language and increasing our language. So that's one that doesn't have a lot of words. When your children are really little like yours are, they may only get through 1 or 2 pages. You know, that's fine. It's all good. Don't worry, don't stress about it. We want to make it a fun time, an enjoyable time with our children. The next book I want to show you to look out for when the library reopens is a black and white book. And research tells us that black and white are really important for stimulating children's eyesight. And it's because of all the patterns and as I said, the black and white in the book. I really like this particular one, Jane Foster's Black and White. But you'll notice when you come into any of our Frankston City Libraries that we have a lot of black and white books for you to borrow. But it would be good to even have one at home in your own collection as well. So look out for those black and white ones. Really cute illustrations there. The snow leopard. Children love tactile books, so touch and feel books are really important. Look for those when you come into the library. So because babies and children are very tactile, they like to feel different surfaces, and it will normally tell you on a book if it is a touch and feel book. So this one's Touch and Feel Bedtime, and if we open it up we'll find that there's different textures. So as you read this to your baby, get their little hand and run it over the different surface and say how it feels. That feels smooth or fleecy. Another page will be bumpy, or this one's furry. And as children get a little bit older, they'll reach out themselves and they'll actually touch it themselves. So look out for touch and feel books as well. They're really good to use with our little young ones. And pop-up books. So the first pop-up books that we've ever had were Spot the Dog. Some of you probably remember those. They were the first pop-up books, but now there's lots of different ones. Normally it will tell you on the front if it's a pop-up book, but a pop-up book is great because it's like playing peekaboo. There's always a surprise underneath. So children do love these ones. One of our favourites, is Dear Zoo by Rod Campbell. And as I say, there's a surprise underneath each of them. So they can guess what's coming if they're a little bit older and they're used to the story. So as your children get older, they may want the same story over and over again. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how our children learn to read, through repetition and rhythm and rhyme as well. So never be afraid to read the same book over and over. And as they get a little bit older, they'll know if you've missed a page or not, if you've been reading that book for a long time. So one of our favourites is Dear Zoo. Now research tells us that nursery rhymes are really important for our children's brain development and their speech development as well. And research tells us that if our children know 8 nursery rhymes by the time they're 4 years old, they'll be amongst the best readers in their class by the time they're 8. So that's 8 by the time they're 4 for when they're 8 years old. So we're talking about ones like some of these ones that are in this book. And at our story times, we're always including nursery rhymes as well. Ones like Row, row, row your boat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, once I caught a fish alive. Hickory, dickory, dock. I'm sure there's lots that you already sing as well. And now you're a mum, you'll be thinking about all those songs that were sung to you when you were little, and they'll come back into your head. Ring a Rosie. So include those. They're important because of the rhythm and the rhyme and the repetition that goes with nursery rhymes. So include some nursery rhymes. If you don't have the nursery rhyme book at home, maybe grab one. When you download that Storytime rhyme booklet I was telling you about, that's got a lot of nursery rhymes in it as well. So sometimes books can just be a little bit of fun, like this one here, this noisy one. Where's that noise coming from? So remember to put that time aside each day to be reading to our children. If you've got books around your house or your children see you reading, they'll realise that reading is important in your household. We want our children to be strong in literacy. We know the literacy rate can be a little bit poor in Australia, and we want to increase our literacy rates just by reading to our babies every day. Pop that time aside. If you want to read a little bit more about why reading is important, Mem Fox is fantastic. She's got this reading magic book, and we've also got her on DVD. And you can actually go onto her website and hear what she's got to say about reading to your babies. But start that straight away, because when you're reading to your babies, they're actually learning lots of skills. They're actually learning where the front of the book is, where the back of the book is. They're actually learning that we read from left to right. So all those things you're doing with them now, in that first 3 years, in that window of opportunity, will really help all those neurons to connect together. So have fun with your babies. We look forward to seeing you when the library reopens, and hopefully you'll come to one of our story times, or we'll see you in the library. Thanks for listening today. Bye for now.